Hey everyone. Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make pretty much just flesh wounds, like bullet holes, cuts, scrapes, gashes, tears in the skin, whatever you want to do using liquid latex. I'll show you how to do it how I have it right now, where you just apply it on the skin and then go in, do all your work. Just a few things before I actually get into the video that I want to mention. First one being, you want to avoid your hair at all costs. Wherever there's hair, you probably don't want to put the liquid latex. So if you're putting it on your face, then pull your hair back. If you're doing it around the eyes, cover your eyebrow. You can either use the spirit gum and brow wax method or glue stick method, but have that nice thick barrier over your brow so that way the latex will peel off and it won't pull out your brow hairs. If it's on your hand, your arm, anywhere on your body, if there's hair, shave it. Pulling off liquid latex where there's an area that has hair is not pleasant, so it's just easier to trim the hair very short or shave it off or just avoid that area altogether. If you're doing it like where you're putting it on and leaving it for the day, or if you're making a prosthetic, either way, make sure you moisturize your skin very thoroughly. The more hydrated your skin is, the better. It'll help the latex peel off, because to take it off, you seriously just peel it off. So if your skin is nice and hydrated, you're not going to be pulling dry skin, which also ties into if you're on Accutane or any kind of medication like that that can cause thinning of the skin, you probably would just want to avoid using this product altogether, because you do peel it off and you don't want to risk tearing your skin or anything like that. So yeah, just avoid it. And then of course, one that's pretty common sense, if you're allergic to latex, you don't want to use liquid latex. So yeah, that one's kind of obvious. And then one last thing is you want to avoid the eyes. In the general eye area is okay. Pretty much if you just feel around your eye and like feel where the socket is, you want to stay right outside that area. Where the bone stops and sucks in, don't want to put it there. You can always use makeup and other stuff like that just to shade the area, but then latex in. So yeah, just avoid the eye area. And then like I already mentioned, to remove liquid latex, you just peel it off. It's the easiest way to do it. Peel it off and then use a makeup wipe or whatever to remove whatever residue is left on your skin, and then cleanse your skin thoroughly like you normally would. So now that I got all that out of the way, I will say I am not the best at this. I'm still learning, but I think I'm doing a pretty decent job. But yeah, with all of that out of the way, let's just go right ahead and get the tutorial started. Okay, so when you're using liquid latex, you can just put this on thicker, manipulate it while it's on, and use the latex itself to create the effects. But there's faster and easier ways to do that. One is to go ahead and use either fake skin, brow wax, nose putty, mortician's wax, anything like that, and use these to build up the effect, and then just go over it with a coat or two of liquid latex to seal it in, to make it stay on a little bit longer. You probably would want to do like a layer of spirit gum first before applying these, but that's going to be up to you. And then just a quick tip that comes in handy with both of these that I've mentioned in another video before. When you manipulate these too much, they start to melt. The heat and the friction makes them melt and they get really sticky. So if you do a layer of like petroleum jelly on your fingers, this is going to help the product slip and then it won't melt as easily, so you can manipulate it without it becoming a big sticky mess. So that's just a quick tip. And then another way that you can do it is to actually use some form of like tissue or toilet paper or anything like that. You could use paper towel, toilet paper, a napkin, tissue. Anything that is single ply seems to work a little bit better, and then you don't want things that have a pattern. Like this paper towel, you can see there's a pattern. That will show up in the latex, so you don't want that. Same with this toilet paper, you don't want that. This right here is actually just a napkin, but you can see there's no pattern, so this would actually work the best. You can buy double ply toilet paper, and then what you could do is just take it and then just peel the layers apart, and then you have more bang for your buck. You can get toilet paper fairly cheap, especially single ply. So yeah, but the way I'm going to show you in the video is with using a tissue. So I have my latex in a dish already, and I like to use a glass dish. I've mentioned this before in my prosthetic video. So whatever's left over can dry and I can peel it out. It's no problem. It's easy to clean up. When you're applying the latex, again, you either want to use a sponge brush, a cheap art brush that you can just throw away when you're done because the latex will ruin it, or even like disposable lip brushes. This brush was like $2 at the craft store, so I'm going to use it, not worried about it getting ruined. So you want to lay your hand kind of flat. If you make a fist, as soon as you open your hand, everything's going to wrinkle up and look kind of gross. And if you have your hand too flat, when you go to move your hand and make a fist, it's going to pull everything very tight. So I kind of just rest it lightly. Then I'm going to go in and do a layer of liquid latex. Then once you have that on, go in with your tissue and then apply that on top of the latex. And then go over it with another coat of liquid latex. Once it dries, go ahead and add another layer. This one is my third layer that I'm adding. And same thing, just put the tissue on and then do a coat of liquid latex. Then once you have all the layers of the latex on, I just did about 5. You're going to want to split it open. I just use my tweezers, that way I'm not using anything that's going to like stab me to death. And then you just want to peel open and get like a nice hole started. And once you have that, you can go in and tear it up, rip it open, and do whatever you want to it to make any kind of open wound. Then you can either leave it as is, or you can go in and add even more latex and tissue and build it up even more if you want. But I'm just going to paint this one and have some fun with it. So I just went in and painted this very quickly, and you can see from like my quick 5-minute painting job like what it looks like. I just added some detail inside of there with black and white, and then went over it with this stuff right here, which is actually just coagulated blood gel from Mehron. It's thicker and it's gross. So yeah. So you can see that's very, very easy to do. And actually making a prosthetic with liquid latex and tissue is pretty much the same, but I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. Once you're done, you would wait about like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe even just 20, or go over it with the blow dryer, and then once it's dry, set it with powder. I've already done that, but if this was like a prosthetic piece you were making, then you would very carefully peel it off, which I've already started to do. So I finished peeling it off, and now I have this. It's just a latex prosthetic. It's custom fit. You could do it to your face, your hand, wherever you're going to need it. I could either paint this now, or I could just wait until the day of the event, apply this by using a thin coat of liquid latex wherever it needs to go, and then stick this on, and then paint it and blend it into the skin. Whatever you do is going to be up to you, but yeah, that's how you do the prosthetic. So I hope this is helpful to some of you. Maybe it'll make your costume a little bit better, whether it's for Halloween, a con of some sort, some kind of theatrical event, whatever it may be. I hope this is helpful to some of you. And if you have any tips and tricks, go ahead and make sure you leave them down in the comments below. And until my next video, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.